Welcome back to another boring install video. I'm just here to show you how to install something and give you my initial impressions. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not out to make money. I'm just here to show you how to put something in, make something work, and hopefully you can gain some information about it. No music, no jokes, no beating around the bush. So let's get to it. Today's project will be installing some seat covers for the Bronco from BROADDICT. I wanted to show, I've already opened this box, but I did want to show that be careful with your knife when you're opening it. You don't want to cut through to the packaging. It's in a soft case. I'd like to see them put a piece of cardboard on top and bottom to prevent people from doing this. I've gotten a few things from BROADDICT off their Amazon page. I've been happy with everything I've bought. I will say as a disclaimer, they did send me these for free. They saw a couple videos and wanted me to do an install on these, so I said, well, why not? I'm probably not going to use seat covers because I like my seats that are in the Bronco, but these would be great for a cloth seat Bronco, or if you just wanted to protect your factory seats. They seem to be well made. The stitching and all is good. The materials look like leather. You'll see here they have the airbag tag on the side, just like the factory. And I think they'll do very well. The tool kit they send with it has some white gloves to keep from getting your oily hands on the seat covers while you're installing them, and a little nylon tool for tucking in the edges. The plastic disc I will show where to use later. They will attach to the elastic straps, and they also have some little metal silver clips that you can attach to the plastic straps also and hook under the seat if need be. I didn't use them. I did use all the plastic disc though. I'm not a seat cover guy. I like the seats that came in my Bronco. That's why I ordered them that way. But after installing them, I actually might continue to use them, especially in some circumstances where they might get dirty or stained. They'd be great for cloth seat Broncos where you just want to upgrade the look or protect the cloth seats. They're easy to install. You could take them off easy and reinstall them if you wanted to. These took me about 35 to 40 minutes to install, moving my little camera around. I could probably do it in about 15 minutes now that I know how to do it. So they wouldn't be hard to install and reinstall at all. So let's go ahead and start with the front seat and we'll see how this goes. I'll start with the passenger seat and we'll do the back portion first. You'll see here it's easily identifiable. It has the airbag tag on the same side as the factory seat cover and two holes at the top for the headrest. So we'll go ahead and remove that headrest now. Here you'll see these little sand-filled pockets or whatever they are that tuck between the molle panel and the hard plastic trim. You may need to stretch real hard and use the nylon tool that they give you to tuck it in behind properly. Now I'm just going to loosely fit everything first, and we'll go back at the end and try to stretch everything and tuck everything properly. But I just want to make sure everything's going to basically fit where it's supposed to. And pardon my shirt with a hole in it. I wear raggedy clothes when I'm working on the tractor or out in the yard or doing stuff like this. I didn't know it's quite that bad though. The edges of the seat covers have this sewn in pinch weld trim, and I believe this is the way they designed it so that it actually stays outside and trims out the edge. But you'll see later I actually go in and pull it tight and tuck it in behind the plastic pieces. I thought it looked a lot better like that, and I've driven it around for a week with passengers, and it seems to be staying tucked in pretty well. The pre-cut holes for the headrest, you'll see, just stretch them until they pop underneath the mounting brackets for the headrest there, and that seems to do very well there. I think that trims out very nicely. Here we'll do a headrest, and you'll see that the factory cover has stitching on the front, and it's easily identifiable. The covers have stitching on the front also, so you'll know what's front and rear. They will go on backwards, but there's only one way that looks right, and I found it easier to get on. You have to stretch them pretty tight. If you'll squeeze the side and pull down at the same time, they seem to slide on fairly well. Once you have the cover slid all the way to the bottom of the headrest, just pull everything real taut and work the headrest so that you get everything stitching on one side is the same as the other, and it looks even. And then you'll pull the bottom flap very tight and just tuck it under the edge of the other side, and the Velcro pieces will hold it together. On the rear of the seat cover at the bottom, just find the two short nylon straps and attach one of the discs to each strap to the middle part of the disc, and you'll just push these through between the seats until you can reach them from the bottom. And there I'll show you one of them I had already actually snapped into place here, and that keeps it from pulling back up, but I did have to fish the other one out. That plastic piece that you see of me reaching my hand under also has a very sharp edge. I did scrape the skin off my thumb, so be careful with that. It's got a sharp edge, surprisingly, to be just a piece of plastic, so be careful there. It also has one of the sand-filled beanbag type flaps that I will tuck under the plastic trim on the door side. It has a long nylon stretchable elastic type strap on the console side, and I actually didn't show that, but you'll just find it and fish it underneath and hook one of the silver hooks that came in the hardware bag to it and just attach it somewhere underneath where it can grab. The two straps you will unbuckle, and you'll shove them between the two seat cushions until they pop out the bottom. As shown here, just stretch them out, and the front two here, you'll just hook them together and pull it taut. Just make sure that you get it between the seat cushion where there's no wires or cables trapped in between it. Here you'll see the two flaps at the back of the seat, and they will tuck down in between the seat cushion and the steel hardware of the seat, and you probably have to do like I did here and use this little nylon tube to shove it down in there. There is one spot here on the door side where I could still see the seat cover, but I'm thinking it'll probably stretch it a little bit and I can readjust it later and actually hide that. Now let's move on to the rear. Yeah, the rear is actually a lot simpler than the front. It's pretty straightforward. Just unfold the bottom part of the seat and unlatch the top rear part of the seat, and we'll put the headrest on first. Same as the front headrest, there'll be a stitch trim on the front that matches the trim on the factory seat, so you'll know what's front and back. Stretch it over just like you did the front one and attach the Velcro flap, and you're finished with that. The rear seat back portion is very simple. It has a zippered side, so it makes installation very easy. Just unzip that and slide it over the headrest and over the back of the seat until you have it stretched taut. You'll see there is a little indentation in the center part. That's where the seat belt latch goes, and just make sure everything's stretched down tight, and then you'll just zip the side up, and the flap at the bottom is just like the headrest. Just pull it taut and tuck it under the back edge of the seam. Don't be afraid to put a lot of pressure on it when you stretch it. You want it stretched real taut. You're not going to pull any seams loose. I checked all the stitching and everything, and I was very satisfied with how well it was sewn. I don't think you're going to tear it or anything by pulling on it, so make sure it's real tight, and then attach the Velcro pieces to one another. And that was very simple, wasn't it? Now we move on to the bottom part of the rear seat, which is actually the most simple part of the install ever. It doesn't have any straps or anything. All you do is slip it over the seat, and it has, I don't know, 6 or 8 of these flaps that have the hook side of the Velcro, and they will just simply grab a hold to the carpet on the back and act as the loop side of the Velcro, and that's all you have to do here, and it holds very well. And repeat the same process for the driver's side, front and rear, and you're all done. I think with me trying to figure this out and move the camera around and everything, it took me about 35-40 minutes maybe to put these on. I could probably have them on in 15 minutes if I were to do it again. And my wife actually says keep them to protect the factory seats, but I don't know. We'll see. We've been driving around with them, and friends have liked them. They don't seem to move around at all. They feel comfortable. They're actually perforated, so they don't seem to get hot or sweaty or anything. They seem to have good airflow. Here you see had tucked this pinch weld trim under the plastic, but as I said, I think pulling it out here is actually how they intended it to look. But I'm going to go ahead and tuck it back under this plastic piece, and I think it looks a lot better that way, and it stayed put for over a week now, so I think that'll be fine. If you had to, you could unbolt the molly panel from the back and actually use some clips and make it stay under there, but I'll do an update later and see how they do after a month of riding around. But I think they look fairly factory for a seat cover, and they definitely add some pizzazz to the interior, if you want to call it that. This kit did come with a piece for the center console cover. I have one that I've ordered off Amazon that's actually padded, but if you don't already have one, this one just matches the top part of the seats in the leather look. And I didn't show it, but it just slips on the cover if you want to use that.